in this video, I'm going to be sharing my college journey so you can know where I've come from and how things have changed and how I view where I am now differently than I used to. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why what I used to think was a disadvantage can actually be a massive advantage, and that starting early isn't always as important as I thought it could be, and that there's something else that's actually more important than starting early that helps us be well developed as human beings. So I started my college career a little unconventionally. I started when I was 15. So I was homeschooled throughout my entire K through 12 experience. And one of the benefits of this was that I was able to start college at 15 because I was dual enrolled. And so what that means is that I was able to take college classes while I was in high school, and it would count, these college classes would count for both high school credit and college credit at the same time. And the other thing is, you may be thinking, oh my goodness, that's like so insane that you started college at 15. For my brain, when I did it, it felt like I was late and or normal. All my older siblings did this. My older sister started when she was in 8th grade, so she was 13 when she started college. So even though it's early, in my brain at that point, it felt like I was already late because other people in my family that I knew had done it even earlier. And so I started taking these classes, biology, chemistry, just kind of the stuff you have to take in high school. And I remember specifically there was one class that was different. Like, you know how most classes are just kind of multiple choice, whatever. One of the things, though, that I loved, I took a political science class, and instead of simply having to memorize and get the right answer, we actually did something different. We had to do written essays as the answer. And what I realized was I learned so much better in that format versus just memorize and then try to regurgitate. And that was kind of the first little, oh, there's different ways of learning. I did not know this. And so that was a really cool experience. I'm super grateful for that professor because it created a deeper imprint into my learning by having to actually understand something well enough to be able to share it. And that was really cool. And as I was finishing high school, I kept taking classes, and I took Spanish classes, and those ended up being really, really important to me later in life, even though I didn't know it at the time. I took Spanish 1, 2, and 3 while I was at Mission College. And then I also took some piano classes, piano 1, 2, and 3. And those were classes that I didn't have to take. But one of the things that I did back then that I'm really grateful that I did, and I actually still do today, is I made sure to take classes that I wanted to take, that I would enjoy, and not just classes that I felt like I had to take. And that was really valuable. I actually just played piano yesterday for the first time in forever, and it was super fun and super enjoyable. And if I wouldn't have taken those classes all those years ago, I might not have that skill today. And so finished at Mission College, I got an associate's in natural sciences because originally I thought I am going to go into physical therapy because I care about health, I care about people's health immensely, and I still do, but it's kind of shifted. And so that was kind of my first associate's. Then I moved up to the Sacramento area and did 2 years of Thrive School. And the biggest thing that I learned during that period of time was how to interact with people better and people that are different from me. It was interesting because there was a combination of people that were older than me who I was much more comfortable with people that were older than me because I, again, started college pretty early, and then I had older siblings. And so I was kind of just used to being around people that were older than me and learning how to see people for who they are and actually getting to know them without judging the initial exterior. That was something that I realized because some of my best friends ended up being people that I initially didn't get along with super well. And so I realized, man, like my initial impressions, sometimes, in fact, often they're wrong. And so I learned that, and I learned more about leadership. I developed my drumming skills. significantly. And I also just grew a lot in confidence of who I am, what my giftings were. I started to realize that I can be kind of funny, even if it's bad humor sometimes, but that people still enjoy that, and that my laugh is something that people really enjoy. And I was kind of asking myself, like, man, why is it that, like, I did a year of community college, or 2 years of community college, I did Thrive School. Why didn't I just go straight through and get a degree and do like one thing and focus on that and get it done? And if you're having that same question or thinking along that same way, stick around until the end, because I'm going to share some of the ways that I was looking at that in a way that didn't serve me to the best of my ability. And then I went on to Sierra College. Now, this was in Sacramento. This is a community college up here. And I started going towards a associate's degree in business administration because I wanted to transfer to Sac State for business administration, but I wanted to get as much as I could done at Sierra College as possible because I want to be as financially wise as I can be. So I'm going to take stuff at community college until I need to be at a 4-year because it's just way cheaper. And so did about 2 years at Sierra College as well, because business and going towards natural sciences are kind of opposite ends of the spectrum. And so went there, got my associates in business administration, but along the way, I ended up taking 2 classes for Spanish. And the reason why is just kind of like how I took the piano classes when I was at Mission College. That was something that I really wanted to do. I was about to go to Ecuador for the first time. And if you want to see more about that, there'll be a little card up here that you can watch that in. But I wanted to go to Ecuador, and so I went, man, I should make sure my Spanish is at the best level that it's ever been. And that was really helpful to understand that, like, that this is actually something that's worth doing. And so did that, got that associate's in Spanish, and then did an associate's in business administration. And so now I'm transferred, I'm at Sac State for the first time, and it's actually been so good. I just finished my second semester. First semester was completely online and very different experiences. And then this last semester was the first one on campus. And so kind of the takeaway or the thought that I want to leave us with is that starting young and just doing one thing and finishing as early as possible doesn't always give us the breadth or the understanding of having tried enough different things to know what we actually want, what I actually want to do in the future. And that if I'm willing to try a bunch of different things and look at different fields and be in different spaces and environments, then I'm able to come to where I am at Sac State from a very different perspective than if I'd just done school in 4 years. And I used to look at the fact that I've been in college for almost 10 years at this point, or a little over 10 years. I started at 15, I'm 25 now, that it actually gives me a tremendous advantage because I know more of who I am, I know more of what I care about, and I'm able to prioritize in a way that younger me didn't even know was possible. I didn't know I could decide to get A's and B's. I thought I had to get A's, that B's and C's really did not exist for much of my collegiate career. And last semester was the first time where I went, this is the class that I care about. And so I'm going to focus on that. And so I realized that my age can actually be a massive advantage for me to maximize this time and learn as much as possible, not just to get a grade, but to change who I am in the process. And that really is the best part of being 25 and in college. And so if this has been helpful for you and you've gained some perspective or learned something that you didn't know before, please give this video a like. It really makes a massive difference. And if you are also a young adult and want to continue on this journey, please subscribe. And I'm going to continue producing content that is geared towards young adults, developing character. And if that's something that you are wanting more of, then this is the place where you need to be. Thank you very much for watching.